The capacities that plants have that animals don't have is this biosynthetic capacity, the ability to make a vast array of chemicals. So why do plants bother making all these so-called secondary products, secondary compounds? The real reason is that they have purposes in the ecology of the plant. While animals use behavior to interact with their environment and other organisms in their environment, plants use chemistry. And so the plant secondary compounds are really, in a sense, they're messenger molecules. They have purposes, the most obvious one being, for example, toxins that repel predators. So plants use these secondary compounds in a way to talk to other organisms. Sometimes the message is, stay away, don't bother me. Sometimes the message is, come closer. These secondary chemicals also have what's called a semiotic function, a signaling function. Sometimes the message is, for example, to a bee, pollinate me. The color of the flower is a chemical property due to the pigments in the flower. The fragrance of the flower is a chemical property. It's designed to attract an organism, an insect, and to get the insect to do things like pollinate it or lay its eggs or feed on it. And so you get all kinds of these chemical ecological relationships, and this is how the biosphere is tied together, right? It's through these chemical relationships that plants create this chemical web. Inevitably, these curious mammals, these curious primates would stumble on secondary compounds that had central nervous system effects, like hallucinogenic or psychedelic effects. When that happens, and I don't view it as something that happens like to one person suddenly. It happens to population over time living in a particular ecology. But when that happens, I think that certain connections are made, or certain understandings or perceptions happen, and you get, for example, the idea of deity, the idea of powers outside the self, the idea of intelligences that are not human,